Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to West End Racing. Back so soon? Well, guess what? On New Year's Day, things are still going strong because today is also Matchbox Sunday. So we got for you the Matchbox Construction 3 5-pack by Matchbox, of course. Boy, oh boy, I can't wait to crack into this one. If I'm being completely honest, as someone who does a lot of stop motion videos involving motorsports and whatnot, this is going to be good because I always love to have the construction vehicles and whatnot, the team crew chief vehicles there on site helping out. It's just, I always, with Hot Wheels and stuff like that, I always talk about how sure you've got your race cars, but it's always great to have on-site vehicles as well, because with the 5-packs and whatnot, the Demolition Derby one they did in 2022, that one was awesome. And the reason why is because not only did they have a couple of Demolition Derby cars, they also had a tow truck in that 5-pack as well, which again, when you're doing a Demolition Derby, you're going to want that tow truck there. So I love the fact that they decided to throw that in. And then for 2023, I just recently picked it up at Walmart yesterday. Or, well, for you guys, it would have been 2 days ago is when I would have grabbed that. But they did the Circle Track 5-pack for 2023. And that one also had a water truck in it, which was awesome. Again, to see that in the 5-pack was super duper cool because, it's something that you don't really get to see very often alongside those race cars. And then, if you guys probably saw it, I did that 5-pack with the race team, Hot Wheels race team in it, and it had a crew chief truck in it, which was, again, that representation of the side vehicle. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Anyway, we're taking a look at construction vehicles today. We got 5 of them from Matchbox, and yeah, we got 5 of them from Matchbox. These are super duper cool. I love these. I can say that already. I don't have to worry about that opinion being wrong because I know for a fact that I already love these. Excuse me. So yeah, why don't we, instead of me yammering, actually get into looking at these? So the first one is quite simply a bulldozer. That is the name of the vehicle here. As you can see, it is kind of like a classic. I don't want to say it's definitely not any bulldozer I've ever personally seen in real life, but what this is it's one of those bulldozers you'd see for the Forest Service and whatnot. If a bunch of trees go down, you'd see this thing on the side of the road pushing stuff around. It doesn't have a flat blade, but it also doesn't have a bucket blade either. It has a, what would you call it, a scoop blade? Yeah. So yeah, just taking a look at this up close and whatnot, you can see it does say Unit 601 there on the hydraulic setup, the hydraulic mounts and whatnot. We've got some black and orange stripes right here. This right here, that little emblem, upon closer inspection says Matchbox National Park Forest Services. Look at me, it is a Forest Service bulldozer. Talk about genius, right? I pulled that out of my rear end before I even saw that emblem. You've got a storage box here. This is obviously a cooling vent for the engine back here. This giant, I don't know if this is a V8 engine. Or, sorry, V8. Yeah, V8. I don't know if this is yeah, this is definitely bigger than that. It might be a D11 bulldozer. I have no idea. I need to refresh my knowledge on bulldozers. It's been a while. Back here, by the looks of things, I don't know what this is. Maybe it's a yarding system. If you got to pull a tree up a cliff or something, you would tie a thick, we're talking thick rope and to the back of one of these and you'd pull them up trees. I used to live in Oregon, so I know a lot about logging and forest services because as someone who literally lived in the middle of the forest, we would have logging by our house constantly. So I would wake up in the morning and I'd see people on top of the hill. And you'd see these giant high tower piece of machinery pulling trees up cliffs and whatnot. It was super duper cool. Little annoying, but it was pretty cool. So this side is an exact mirror, exactly the same. And then if you look at the top here, you can kind of see a standing deck right here, which is pretty neat. I don't know why you'd want to stand there. Maybe it's like if you have like your bucket up like this, you can stand on the deck and like pull things out of the grill and whatnot. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. That's probably why that's there. But yeah, this side's exactly the same with the Matchbox National Park Forest Service emblem on there. You got your cab right here, which is super duper cool. I'm not quite, oh yeah, that's how you do it. Yeah, these are walkways right here. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not, but these on the sides here, these are walkways, which means that these would probably be the doors right here to get in. And on the back, we got more storage. Again, this is like a hatch. Almost looks like a coal burning hatch, if you know what I mean. The tracks are ginormous on this thing. You got the giant setup and whatnot. And then the blade itself is pretty cool with the hydraulic system. And then if you look, it's got the teeth on it. Lots of teeth on these buckets right here. So yeah, that's the bulldozer. I really, like I said, this bulldozer is pretty neat. It does lack a little detail here and there, but again, it's still pretty cool to get a nice little bulldozer like that. So yeah, that's vehicle number one. Okay, next up is a bit of a interesting one here because I've actually reviewed this exact model of vehicle before on my channel at one point. This is called Tilt and Tip. For those of you who don't know, it is a side dump truck. I'll show you what I mean. Is it this side? It is this side. See, it is a side dump truck. You can just click or flip, stick your finger right there. If you push like that, it just pops right open and you can dump with it. It's super duper cool. But yeah, like I said, this thing's called Tilt and Tip. And here's the side of it. It is a street cleaner by the looks of things. I find it funny that these are the construction vehicles, and the first one we had was a Forest Service vehicle, and now we have a city service street cleaner. Interesting choice. Interesting choice. I'd assume that one of these is gonna legit say like construction service on it, but maybe not. So you got the recycling emblem here with the white dots, city services, Matchbox street cleaner, and you got white and black construction tape. The headlight. They actually printed a headlight on. Mattel, you're actually doing something. I don't know what that symbol means right there. Oh, MBX, never mind. This is like a Royal Matchbox service or something. You got the bucket in the back, which is in like gunmetal gray. Oh, I didn't talk, well, the bulldozer didn't have tires, but the tires on this one, black and silver, super duper nice looking tires. The other side is an exact mirror. There's actually a ladder here so that way you can get in. Obviously this vehicle is probably pretty big. It is a dump truck after all. It's probably going to be rather big. The front end looks super duper mean, but this truck in general looks almost futuristic in nature. Like this truck looks like something that Musk would create. And then the back end has got diamond plating, even on the taillights. That's an interesting choice, but hey, I'm not going to knock it until I try it. I'm not going to try it. And then, yeah, the bucket tips over. Just for small detail in there, you can see more diamond plating on the bed there. And then the bucket itself has an interesting, almost like fingerprint texture. Do you guys see that? Looks like a fingerprint in there. That is weird. Fingerprint texture on the inside. And the back almost has like a barn door style. So yeah, that is Tilt and Tip, the dump truck. Here's the bottom of Tilt and Tip because I forgot to do it. So yeah, that's Tilt and Tip. You guys just saw the panoramic like spinneroony of the truck. I love doing those now. It's super duper cool. Okay, next up we have the 2016 Ram Flatbed, which is this one right here. This one, if I'm not mistaken, on the side of the truck, it says Cole Architectural. That makes me excited because this means this is an actual construction vehicle. Well, not even really a construction vehicle. It's like a drafting company, which, you know, I relate to because I've you know, drafting is something I'm very passionate about. But yeah, so as you can see, this almost looks like my dad's old pickup truck he used to have. I mean, obviously it wasn't the 2016, but it does look very similar with the color and everything. Not the back end, of course. I'm talking about like the front end. If we chop the back end off like that and then take the details off the side, this almost looks like my dad's old pickup truck. But yeah, so what we've got here is, if you look on the side there, it does say Cole Architectural with the Ram 2500 detail right next to that with a 5. I don't know what the 5 means. We've also got a black and yellow stripes right here, and then a black undercarriage. So yeah, this is not a lot of detail here. There's also a black stripe up there, which I didn't catch originally. Tires, again, black with the silver. Flip it over to the other side. This side is exactly the same, nothing too crazy. Nothing new that's really gonna pop out and, you know, hit you in the face. What is important though is the back end. And the back end, you know, for an architectural truck, you know, for an architecture company, I have no idea why they'd be carrying chains, a chainsaw, and a duffel bag, which presumably has things like ratchet straps and stuff inside of it. I have no idea why they'd be carrying that around, but hey, you know, whatever. On the back, you've got your little toolboxes if you want to carry like wrenches and stuff around with you, which I highly recommend just in case if you get into a stiff situation. I've also got a box down here as well. Here's the front end of the truck. Here's the top. And it actually has like a metal flake gray, metal flake silver color, which is really cool. And then here is the bottom of the truck. So there you go. That is the Ram flatbed. All right, now we're getting really interesting here. So this next thing, I'm pretty dang sure, judging by what the side says, I'm pretty sure this thing's called Waterworks, but it is very, very strange. Yeah, it's Waterworker is the name of this next one. I'm pretty dang sure just by looking at it, this might, nope, maybe not. This thing is interesting. It honestly looks like one of those mining dump trucks that you'd see, but with a water tank strapped to the back. On-site construction delivery. Ding, ding, ding. Guys, we got a construction vehicle finally. Oh, it only took the entire video. We're 4 cars in and finally got something that actually says construction on the side of it. That's awesome. I mean, the last one we did was an architecture vehicle, but that doesn't count because, you know, that doesn't count. But, yeah. So as you can see, this one is big. It would be a ginormous vehicle in real life. You've got construction tape, painting on the side, Waterworks, on-site construction, delivery. That emblem says construction Citali with a star and the olive branch, but nothing too ridiculous there. Giant tires this time, but same thing, black and silver. The front, well, let's talk about this side first. This side has nothing to it. Okay, the front, as you can see, has a lot of detail. You've got a lot of like hatches and whatnot. The grill is right here, tiny grill I noticed. I don't know what this is. They look like ladders. They're not ladders, obviously, but you know, whatever. Got a ladder here to get up and on. Here's the cab. The cab is super duper small compared to the rest of the vehicle. Got the front bumper here with the 4 lights on it. Then there's a ladder up here which leads on to the tank. So you can see everything up here. You've got obviously your spout that you'd put the water in. Smaller spouts to like look inside. And as you can see in the back, you've got your valve to let the water out. And then I imagine, well, the toy itself doesn't do this. I'd imagine this whole thing tips, this whole tank tips backwards to let the water out. But like I said, the toy doesn't do that, so I honestly have no idea. And then here is the bottom for all of you who are interested. Yeah, that is Waterworker. Okay, guys, we got one vehicle left to go until we're done with this 5-pack, and it is an excavator. This one is super duper cool. I've never gotten like a die-cast excavator before, so this one is super duper neat. I'm mainly going to look at the main mount here, and then we'll talk about this, but yeah. Okay, so as you can see, It says Dune Mover Unit 2, Central City Beach Services. Again, not a construction vehicle. We got, in a 5-pack of construction vehicles, we got 1, maybe 2 construction vehicles. The rest of these are all like on-site working vehicles, but yeah. So it has the orange stripe and the black stripe there with a 2. Again, Dune Mover Unit 2, Central City Beach Services. Obviously, this thing is a sand excavator. This side's exactly the same. The cab itself is nice and small like you would see in a normal excavator. But what needs to be talked about are the 2 functions of this excavator. Here's the back end, just in case if anyone was curious about the engine mount and whatnot. But here's the whole function of this thing. So not only does this blade, or the bucket, move up and down like this, the funny thing is that the bucket itself doesn't move. So it's kind of like, you kind of just like pull the dirt along, right? And then you like lift up maybe, and then just grab, pull kind of thing. So the bucket itself doesn't move, but the arm does. And then the other thing that's really interesting is that the base moves as well. It does stop you though. Like, that's as far as I can go. It doesn't go very farther after that. Right there too. Doink, doink, doink. Doesn't move with the tracks and whatnot. Here's the bottom. As you can see, there are tires on the bottom, which allows this thing to move in the first place. There's all the details. So yeah, there is the excavator. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Matchbox Construction 3 5-pack. This is a really cool little 5-pack to look at, I won't lie. My thoughts on it are pretty mutual. Like, you know, if I were to rank this 1 to 10, I would give it a 5, a high 5, low 6 kind of thing, because like, it said construction, but we got like 2 actual construction themed vehicles. The rest are all construction vehicles, don't get me wrong, but only 2 of them legit said construction on them. We got like a Forest Service bulldozer, a city services dump truck for like recycling and whatnot. We got a drafting truck for like an on-site drafting group, blueprints and whatnot. We got an actual construction water truck. That one is the only one I'm really counting here. And then we've got a beach sand moving like excavator, which I've never heard of. I've never heard of like excavators that are, you know, just for the purposes of moving sand. I've never heard of that. Maybe it's something in like big cities in California, who knows. But anyway, that's all I've got for this video. I do like the vehicles in this 5-pack, don't get me wrong. Like, this is a good 5-pack vehicle-wise, just thematically it makes no sense, but you know, that's just me complaining. Really, no one's gonna complain about that except for me. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. This is my final one for New Year's, so I hope you all had a happy New Year, and yeah, that's all I got. Thank you all for watching. See ya.